Chapter 6, Mishnah 2. The Mishnah continues its discussion of makeshift stoves. If a stone was used to balance a pot on top of it and an earthenware oven that was next to it with a fire being lit in the gap between them underneath the pot, or the stone was placed next to an earthenware kira and the pot was balanced on top of it and the earthenware kira that was next to it and the fire was lit in the gap between them, or the stone was placed next to an earthenware kupach, and the pot was balanced on top of it, and the earthenware kupach next to it. In all these cases, the stone is considered part of a stove, and it becomes tameh. Since the stone is attached to the ground by a layer of clay around the bottom of it, it too is treated as earthenware, and thus the entire makeshift stove is considered an earthenware kira. The Mishnah now lists 3 cases where the stone does not combine with what is next to it. However, if the stone that was attached by clay to the ground was used as a stove by balancing a pot on it, and a freestanding stone that was next to it, or on it, and a bedrock, or on it, and a stone wall, it is tahor, while the stone attached by clay to the ground can be considered earthenware. The other part of the stove is simply stone. Therefore, the stove as a whole is not susceptible to tumah. And this was the type of stove used by the Nazirim in Jerusalem to cook their shlamim offering. It was made of a stone set opposite the bedrock of the Temple Mount, in order that it should not be able to become tameh. The Mishnah discusses another example of a makeshift stove. The law of a stove of commercial cooks is as follows. When he places one stone alongside another stone, and so on to form a row of makeshift stoves, and one pair of stones becomes tameh due to tumah, such as the dead sherets falling into it, the other pairs of stones do not become tameh. Each pair of stones is treated as a separate stove.